Let's get rolling here. Introduce yourselves. Por favor.
Morley Select Board.
Carrie Keemup, Select Board.
Dan Webster, Select Board.
Excellent. Town administrator in the back. Richard Longbuck. Middle.
Bill Marquette, I'm one administrator.
Amanda Hussey, Planning Commission.
Jeff Wilson, Emergency Management Director.
Dave Barlow, treasurer.
Matthew Wilson, Chronicle.
Chris Roy, town resident.
Joining us via Zoom, Deb Tangway, Matt Krajewski, and Carleen Leonhardt. All right, we're gonna change a few things around the agenda tonight. The Town of Coventry Finance Committee will be moving up to the number 5 spot, and that will be followed by the Town Administrator's search in the 6th spot. Emergency Management and GoGov will drop down, everything else will stay where it is. Any comment from the public?
I think I just do an update on the fall festival for Brit, if that works.
Go, Phil.
I know she sent an email out to a bunch of you, but it's this Saturday. I wanted to just say that she has 30 vendors, 6 food trucks for help. The spice that's up in the morning, so evening, the night help after the fireworks would be great if there's people around to volunteer to help pick up the tables and chairs and garbages to move them out so we don't hit the animals. See what else does she have in here? The snow fence the guys already put up, so that's great. We'll end up putting the saloon sign up this week. We'll either get help from Nate, or I told them I could get it up Friday probably. I am gonna get since they have the mower on the tractor, I got access to a little tractor with a boom on it so we can sweep the parking lot. And I talked to Nate about it, I'll just sweep it in their corner and then they can pick it up later, but it'll be out of the way. Dan from Gates is gonna be putting temporary power in again down there, so we'll be doing that this week, behind the fence. We'll be putting some more lights up once the tents are in, just string lights and things. Probably doing that Friday night or Saturday morning. We start at 7 for setup. I'm sure we could still use some help but she said we're good for that. And then just throughout the day, checking on garbages, recycling, toilet paper, and the porta potties. I think it's the biggest thing is the evening after pickup. Or after the fireworks, getting those tables and chairs. All them in garbages, so everything's coming together and looking like the weather's gonna be good right now, so hopefully that stays that way. Yeah.
Nice.
Dan's got his 5K.
Yep.
Thank you, Phil, and tough say thanks to you too,
Yeah.
for all the work you guys have done on this.
In the evening, I can help with whatever.
Are there other things that the road crew can help you with between now and then?
I think it might be just putting that saloon sign up, they have the ability to get it up there, it's a little more difficult with how high it is.
And picnic tables too, don't they usually?
They brought them down.
Oh, they're down already. I saw the fencing, but I didn't notice, yeah.
Yeah, I talked, Nate called me this morning, just asking me on some people.
So does he know about the sign?
Yeah, we talked about it quick, I'll just touch base with him, I was gonna try to put some lights in it, but it's too late. If it gets to Thursday, I'll see if they can set it up, put it up there.
Great.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We don't have as much stuff, the dirt in the parking lot this year, because it hasn't knocked on wood flooded, so
Right.
shouldn't take as long to clean up.
And there were
Oh,
holes last year too, right?
Vehicle, that car has been in there for a little while. If that's still there come Thursday or Friday morning, what are our options?
Tow it.
How long's it been?
Nate says it's been there a week, but I haven't been by, I noticed it like Friday. I think it was, but
State police issue?
State's parking lot, so yeah.
So I was gonna say the state garage or something, let's take things.
B trains.
Mhm.
Do a call.
so yeah, that was the only thing I'll plan. I put the sign out that the parking lot's closed Saturday, but hopefully people will clear out enough Friday that I can finish sweeping it.
Okay.
Nice. Great job, you guys.
Yeah.
Good job, Bill. All right, Matt Krajewski, you're on, buddy.
All right, so if we could do the easier part of this first, I think that will be just get this out of the way anyway. So it's the errors and omissions request that I sent along to you this morning. I apologize for the little lack of notice here, that probably just getting your eyes on this now. Just to kind of summarize this, this is something that was brought to our attention after our grievance process was already concluded. So Charles and Jamie Rockwell, the property is owned by the two of them. It's technically 1656 Hamel Road. It's Webster Road technically, but it's a private road. So the reason that this came to my attention is there was a homestead filed on this parcel several years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago. There was a pretty substantial fire that occurred at this property, destroyed the home and business up there. This year, when I saw a homestead filing had occurred, I assumed certainly that a dwelling had been added. So without zoning in your community, kind of a tracking mechanism to let us know that there was a dwelling there. I had sent one of my data collectors out, and in fact, there was a mobile home here. So just not to waste a lot of your time, certainly here tonight. The current assessment on the parcel is 61,100. I'm asking you to approve a request for an increase in that assessment to $93,100. And what this will do is prompt a change of appraisal notice be sent to the owner of the property and allow the individuals to appeal the property if they so choose to do so. So if we can get this done, looking to make this clean before tax bills go out is why we're trying to get this done now.
And that meeting's next week, I think. I just got an email from Deb.
Yeah, I know.
Next
I can't remember the
Wednesday, I
name.
think.
She sent out an email about BCA. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
Makes
that
sense.
might be separate. If Deb got an email about an abatement potentially, is that a separate issue?
No, it's just to go over the voter checklist.
Yeah, that was BCA, not BOA, so you're all set.
Yep.
But you guys can do this, you can do this tonight.
Oh,
Where,
okay.
where does the 61 come from? How do they get that? Why is it that way?
So currently the assessment, the 61,100 is based on just the land value plus 2 outbuilding values that are currently associated with the parcel. So he had a non-livable mobile home structure that was used as storage on the property, and then there was an additional storage shed on the property. The remainder of that value is in the, I believe, I actually have it in front of me here, 39.48 acres of land in the town of Coventry is what makes up that assessment at 61.1.
Okay,
And now it's added.
yeah, the mobile
The
home,
mobile where-
which, yeah, all right.
Just as easy as that, I guess.
Mhm.
Okay, so just I think if you're going to approve me going forward with that, I think that you would just have to make a motion certainly to approve the errors and omissions request.
Probably with a new amount on it too.
Good with that?
Well, good.
Mhm. I make a motion to approve the errors and emissions request for the property at 1656 Hamel Road from 61,100 to 93,100.
Second,
All in favor?
I,
Aye.
Okay, perfect. So I will stop in this week and I will issue the Rockwells a change of appraisal notice. And that will start the window for them. They can first appeal it to me should they choose to do so. The grievance process basically gets reopened just for that one individual parcel. So I will take care of that this week. Moving on to the larger part of me being with you here tonight. So I know that there was a mandate, a letter sent to you by the state of Vermont saying basically that you needed to put a reappraisal program in place. You were no longer in statistical compliance based on their equalization study that they conduct. So I've written something kind of briefly for you here. You don't necessarily need to make a motion or any sort of action here at all tonight, but I just wanted to kind of get you thinking about where I'm at with both time-wise and price-wise on something like that. So certainly I can fit you into a 2028 timeframe in terms of culmination. So if that was the decision of the board, we could have assessments as of April 1st of 2028. It would be a 3-year analysis of sales going back 3 years of that date to justify what those new assessments might look like. And certainly prior to that analysis, we would be responsible for data recollection on all taxable properties in the community. So if the board wanted to go ahead with a plan like that, certainly I could prepare a contract for you. It would require all properties again to be relisted, remeasured. We'd want to make efforts to do interior inspections to gather data. But to just kind of give you an idea as to where I'm at time-wise, what that would look like as a, and this would all come out of your reappraisal fund too. So in terms of the per parcel reimbursement from the state of Vermont, not typically something that is above and beyond like through the general fund funded. So to kind of give you an idea there, the only other thing that I'll add to you, and you don't necessarily need to do this, is you as a board, I think, have a decision to make. Do you want to put out a request for proposal and see what comes back in terms of other companies like mine? Or do you want, you have certainly have the ability to just say, hey, we're familiar with you, we're willing to go with you. I have no problem at all though if your decision is, hey, we need to create an RFP, we need to put this out as a competitive bid, we need to see what it returns. So I at least just kind of wanted to open this up to you here tonight. If you have any questions for me right now, I'm certainly happy to answer anything, and I'll kind of leave it up to you here.
Because now this is supposed to be done every 8 years, correct? Is
The
that what it was?
state,
In the
yeah, the
state?
state's moving to more of like a 6-year time period is what they're looking to do. So, and then the statistic that is the primary trigger now is what's called the coefficient of dispersion. So when that percentage is north of 20%, and basically what that statistic is it's a measurement of equity and uniformity within a community. So it's kind of really telling that uh, properties should be assessed and ultimately taxed in a like manner. So when that percentage gets north of 20%, it's really telling you that some people are paying more than their fair share and some people are paying less than their fair share. And we need to kind of bring everybody back into an equitable playing field when we see that going north of 20%.
Thank you.
Would this exclude the utilities and Casella?
So here's my thought on that so let's take the utilities first. The utilities is something that the state really tells us through their calculations. Applying the CLA is certainly one variable in that. They typically will send us what our utility values need to be. I know in the past Coventry has chosen to go in a different direction, but we're under no pressure to go in a different direction with that. The other part certainly is I am not a specialty appraiser, meaning that I don't assess or appraise utility property specifically. So I would say as it pertains to things like utilities or the landfill, I'm going to work at your discretion to a degree. I would say that the utilities, aside from the landfill, my recommendation would be we go with what the state asks us to go with. Because if we go with something outside of the state recommendation, that's going to affect us negatively with our CLA and our COD at that point. So I would recommend that we go with what they ultimately want us to go with the utility value. The landfill, though, I think is something that you as a board, I would rather go about evaluation like that with you included in that. Certainly, it's a large assessment, and it's just something that I think that we need to all be included in terms of what direction we want to go in. I'm not necessarily looking to make large scale changes though when it comes to things like the landfill or utility properties.
Do you want to sit on it for a couple weeks and think about that all before the next meeting? well, with thinking about an RFP and thinking, you know.
Yeah,
we
I'd
just got
rather-
it. We just got it today, so what's up to you guys, and we're gonna tee it up for next
meeting.
meeting if you're comfortable with that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That sound all right? Matt?
Oh, that is fine. I didn't expect you certainly to take any action here tonight. The purpose here was to just kind of, introduce this to you. If this is where I'm at, certainly if the state has told you that you're mandated to do a process, you at least, I think, want to start thinking about it so you can kind of hold your place in line. So I am, whether it's next meeting or whether it's 2 meetings from now, I would say that I'll keep in touch with either Matt or Deb or David on this. And I can always come back and attend an additional meeting here in the future, and we can kind of go from there. If you have additional questions for me, I'm certainly happy to answer them.
That sounds like a good plan.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Chris?
Mr. Chair, so if you open up the grievance, right to grieve, right for the property owners to grieve. Does that open it up for the entire town or just those individuals?
Matt,
In reference to the errors and omissions, is that what the question is?
Yes, does that make, that question, that didn't come out very well.
So the grievance process is only open to the individual or individuals that I presented the errors and omissions regarding.
Okay.
So the grievance process is technically over with for the rest of the community. But anytime that even I go down a road of an error and omission, we're correcting a grand list value. I do need to at least open the process to that individual. I can't fast track an assessment change without allowing that individual to appeal it.
Okay, so that doesn't open it up for everybody, gotcha,
It does not open it up for everybody, correct?
gotcha, okay, thank you.
okay,
Okay,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Matt.
Thanks a lot, Matt.
All right, thank you. You have a good night.
All right,
You too.
Town of Coventry Finance Committee.
okay, that was something I asked Matt to throw on there to kick around a little bit. We've been dealing with a lot of different finance issues this year, it seems, more than most. And that's sort of come back up a little bit. I talked with David a little bit about it, and I've talked with Praneet a little bit about it, and Matt. It's been, and David reminded me that the town did have what did we have at one time?
Investment.
An investment committee. And it didn't really last long.
Well, several years, Dan was on it. This last iteration.
I was?
Yeah, he would take updates from the fund manager, from John Henry.
Okay.
You were at least two, you were two.
So anyway,
I know that I can answer.
yeah. Anyway, the conversation, I know it's been had a number of different times at different levels about what that could mean. But it seems like it's ripe again. It seems like it's a good idea to search for a way to involve a larger group of people, a larger pool, to talk all matters finance.
Mhm.
And leave it, I don't know, we talked, David and I talked about that very briefly on how you would design that. And I don't know the answer to that, but I think maybe they could figure it out.
Mhm.
And one of the things that always seems to happen when we talk about committees is they don't seem to usually last very long, they kind of fizzle out. But maybe the thought this time could be positional. So if we looked at the groups who form our town that are already elected, select board. So you could have one select board member. The cemetery commission, so you could have a member from the cemetery commission that they present to you to use. Your group,
Planning question.
yeah, the planning commission and the trustee of the cemetery, I don't know, just
Mhm.
David, obviously. and pool those people together because they already exist. And ask those groups to form together in a unique way, talk all matters finance. David came up with a good idea around just helping prepare and present budgets. Because it gets really hard for us. We seem to always be chasing it at the end. David does a lot of work on it, but you know, you could get more eyes on it. All those sorts of things. You got anything to add to that?
Only that a lot of other states make extensive use of local government finance committees. It's just not something we've seen in Vermont.
No.
But
Rest of the world
the
does.
rest of the world definitely uses finance in local news.
So you,
I think it's a good idea.
yeah,
It doesn't matter what you name it.
right. Come up with our own name.
Yeah.
Coffee club,
Yeah, might get more people there.
golf club?
Can I call you Terry?
It sounds like a good idea, but it also sounds like something that's gonna fizzle away.
No. That's why. maybe
But if
the
it's those
positional
people,
piece.
it's, yeah.
And if they don't necessarily have to, I don't know, would they meet every month or every quarter? So it's not a lot of time.
They can do once a month and they can meet right before this meeting,
Mhm,
4:30 on a Monday. once a
Whatever,
month, you know,
whatever they come up
half an
with.
hour.
mhm.
So without making any, you know, decisions on it tonight. Just sort of the temperature, it seems like everybody that I've talked to says, yeah, this does seem like a good idea, to just bring more people in. More independent thinking, and then we could get, you know, more presentations, you know, to this table. So I don't know what the step on that would be, other than, kicking it off with, one of you two. Whoever wants to do that, and be part of, you know, the reach out, and trying to pull those chairs, potentially, probably, maybe the first discussion, and then let those groups kick it around for themselves and see if they'd be wanting or willing to do that.
I can email all those groups for us.
Mhm.
And do the reach out.
Yep.
And, you know, I don't know, whoever, David might come up with some other names there too, positionally. He'd like to see on it, but just to start kicking it around.
Mhm.
Sooner the better, I think.
Yep.
Why don't we just start with that? If you guys want to do that, one of you's gotta raise your hand.
I'm happy to do it. I know you're always busy and I think sometimes you have a hard time getting here for 5. And if
That's
you wanna,
fine,
and
yeah.
if you wanna do it, you can do
That's all true.
it. Okay, and I get down work at 4:30, so I'll just leave around 10 minutes early and it won't affect anything. To get here for 4:30, if that's what happens,
However, that group, you know.
you know, comes together.
You can, yeah.
Mhm.
Why don't we just start it?
Yeah.
Like that, and say, tag,
Mhm.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Do some reach out and get with Matt and see with David and try to, you know, pull some thinking together, and you know, they'll have to be thinking.
Should the lady we hired,
The accountant.
accountant, is she part of it?
Asked her,
I don't know. I think maybe,
Is she in town?
she might be.
I left her a voice message last week.
She costs money. You have her, you're gonna be paying her.
I think she would definitely be somebody that the committee could communicate with. And talk about things with and get information from, you know, in order to help them form something to present. Definitely, of course,
If it's the town accountant, I feel like it would almost have to be some kind of connection.
yeah.
Mhm.
But David can help with that more than anybody.
Deb, you got a question?
Yeah, I just want to make a statement with the committees, just make sure they are doing minutes. They still fall underneath where minutes need to be done. I know we've had committees in the past that have not followed that rule. So I just want to make that a point to whoever you do designate. You need to have minutes for every single one of your meetings.
You got it. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you. Do they have to be on Zoom too?
So,
I wouldn't think
I don't
so.
think we have to be. I think we choose to be, right?
No, we
We
have.
have
to.
to.
Have to be now.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you have to be on Zoom, but we have to
Record
and
it.
Put it somewhere.
Right.
I don't think.
Yeah, for the committee, because if they're going, it basically it depends on whether they will be making decisions or not. If they're just compiling data and then bringing it to the selective board for decision, then technically no. But
Right.
I think probably good common practice, record.
Yep.
Right, you got that, Carrie.
Good job.
Thanks, Carrie.
You're welcome.
All right, town administrator search. Going great.
Have somebody else?
Nope.
So,
Go ahead.
well, we've had one interview
Mhm.
and it was a good interview.
It was very good.
So I think we're at the spot, don't you guys, that we either need to have a second interview, if you guys want to do that, or we could kick it over to Matt. To do that, but I think we better do something.
Agreed.
Yep.
Our time's running out with Mr. Maxwell.
Give him the look.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work on me.
My granddaughter's really good at this.
So what are you thinking?
I don't know, I think it went well, and part of the conversation was, I don't remember what the time frame was, but it, you know, we weren't happy with his work. But I think, you know, he had a good interview, good
Yeah.
resume.
Yeah,
I don't know what else we can ask him or he can tell us
right.
as far as
Well,
interviewing him again.
Yeah, it was kind of early on in our search, right, that we got him, and so we had known that our search was gonna be until September. And so Matt had put it back out again
Mhm.
through the state and VD, not
The
VD,
LCT.
the LCT, and we didn't get any more, so,
I say we go for it.
Yep.
you wanna go for it, meaning you wanna make an offer.
Mhm.
Well, that's back to you then, Matt. I think that's what we've been doing, right, traditionally, is once the board has made a decision,
Yep.
we throw it to you to have that final discussion.
Yep, I'm happy to do that.
Then we've got to have a number for pay.
Yeah. Well, we should do that here.
Probably an executive session thing.
Or
I mean, I posted the scale that they're offering them right in the advertisement.
Mhm.
So it's out there. The numbers are out there.
This is the pay scale, this
Yeah.
was this was,
I don't know where you think he falls in that scale.
and this is.
I think that's a private conversation
Yeah.
probably with him. So,
You want to bring him back for another chat?
why don't we try to
Get
take
him,
care of the whole matter
have him come back from your next scheduled meeting,
before the next meeting?
before the next meeting.
Yes.
I think that's what we had been doing half an
Yeah.
hour before,
Mhm.
Yeah, Okay.
doing an executive session.
Yeah.
The problem with that, it's not till September.
right. I got,
8th.
that's on here for other business. We're gonna have to shift our September meeting dates to the 8th and the 22nd. So it'll be.
So then we're really running out of time.
We're shifting September.
Yeah, 'cause it's a holiday.
First is Labor Day.
Talked about that last meeting.
Instead of going the first and third, we're going second and fourth Mondays
Next month. So we have a special meeting ahead of time.
which we can do.
Mhm.
So what's your earliest? 4:30?
4:30, 4:40.
I can get here whenever.
You wanna do a special meeting this week? And just deal with that item?
I have to be here for 5:30 tomorrow night, and I have to work until 5:30 Wednesday. So I can do Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Friday on golfing.
You can't do it tomorrow. So
No, I can't do it tomorrow.
Unless
Thursday,
Thursday or during the day, but I don't know how that would, oh no, I can't. Wednesday, I'm on my own. I'm at open to close.
Thursday, 4:30.
Thursday.
Okay.
Got it.
So you'll reach out, Matt,
I will call him in the morning
and.
and I will warn the meeting in the morning.
Meeting. All right,
Okay, very good.
thank you.
All right. Jeffrey. You're on.
So, there's not too many
Are you
updates.
sticking out
We
or
have,
want to get out of
No,
here?
I'm good.
we have a small core so far of people interested in forming the volunteer group for emergency preparedness. I'm planning on trying to actually pull them into a group meeting first week of October, but we'll see how that actually goes. Right now, we have 15 people spread across Coventry that claim they're interested, so we'll
Oh,
see
wow.
when we actually
Nice.
pull them in. Next month, I'll have my first meeting with the rest of the EMDs at a regional one, and I'm gonna be working with Zach to try coordinating with other EMDs to more or less help each town try to pick the specialized in different emergency preparedness in conjunction with my previous proposal I sent you guys about shelters. Since we have one of the better abilities to get the equipment needed for shelters, that's gonna be my focus, is getting us prepared to be able to have a shelter supply that can handle preferably at least 5 households. My proposal I sent you guys last month was talking 50 cots. Discussed with Matt, there's currently a $2,000 budget for shelter supplies. So I'll be working with him to put together hopefully a small scale version of it, basically enough for 1 to 2 households shelter wise, basically 10 cots, and they're accompanying supplies we need. And I'll work with Matt and update you guys as we get prepared to move forward with that. Any questions for what I've been doing or
Mm-mm.
comments about where you want me to go?
You've kind of dived into it. It's
You did a
good.
great, yeah, you did
Yeah.
a great job, Jeff.
I think you were gonna do a training after you came to the last meeting.
I've been continuing to do the FEMA trainings. I have 4 of the FEMA's trainings. I'm about halfway done with FEMA training. And then I'll have some of the state in-person trainings, and they plan to got my account fully set up with that.
Nice.
They're having some problems on their end with actually sending out the login information. So once I have that, I should be able to get those in-person trainings scheduled before this end of December. So ideally, I'll be certified by the end of this year as an EMT.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And just the last kind of cross the brow of for next year, I will be coming forward with different proposals for budget adjustments, so we can be a little more aggressive with trying to make sure we have training for volunteers and have equipment for shelters. So anticipate more fun little proposal letters.
Very
Look
good.
forward to it, Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff, that's a great start.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, GoGov Town Communication. Deb? Where are you?
Right here, I was just sort of laughing. I didn't know this was gonna fall underneath me.
Yeah, definitely. It was your idea, wasn't it?
Well, it is. It's just to get it out there. Trying to think, God, now what the heck, what this was in relation. Oh,
Well, it kind of ties in with Jeffrey
Yeah.
too, with emergency management.
absolutely. So it's for
Right.
communication out to the residents. If we ever need to get information out to them, it provides us the ability to either do like telephone call townwide to them, or to send a text message to individuals. Definitely GoGov is something that a lot of the other towns have been taken up and being a participant with. They attend a lot of our trainings with information. I know we have sort of talked about this in the past, and I don't think we've ever really brought it to the forefront to really get something enacted, but I think our town could really use to have some kind of platform like this. Yes, there are other platforms out there. I know Phil, who's in attendance, can probably speak to like one that the school actually uses. That's called School Reach. But as far as the towns go, they seem to be using this GoGov. So it's just, you guys start thinking about it. We really should start coming up with something. But
The planning commission talked about it at their last meeting too.
yeah, because when I sent the email out, I CC'd them on the email as well.
So I reached out to one of the ladies, or I reached out to the company, and she gave me a little demo of what you can do. You set up the app. You can choose to send out just emails, just phone calls, just text messages, only in the app, so people would have to download the app. It's $3,800 a year with no setup or anything. And then texting and she said phone calls. So texting and phone calls is an additional $800 for credits. And if you don't use up all the credits, they roll into the next year. And she gave me the contact. There's a Ryan as the town administrator in Fairleigh, Vermont, that if we had questions and wanted to talk to them, see how they like it or anything like that.
What's he do? He's just.
He's the town, yeah, they Fairleigh has this GoGov. And then you can name it what you want to name it. You can, I mean, because it could be like, I don't know, Coventry. I don't know.
Alert system or
Yeah,
something.
Coventry alerts, or you can do whatever you want. And then they provide like some of the advertisement, put out send flyers, that type of stuff to help us get it out to the residents. So it was a quick, like 15, 20 minutes today. She had some time, so. That's what that is.
I know Phil's talked to us about that in the past. I don't know
Yeah,
if
it's
it's
been
this
brought up
one.
a couple times about a townwide mass communication thing and
In emergencies.
for emergencies, yeah.
Well, she told me you can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do the road closures.
Yeah.
You
School
can,
closings.
school closings, you can put links to like pay your water bill, but it would only send it to like the fire districts if they had a online portal, or you can put a button that's pay your property taxes, which would send
Coventry Fall Festival, a
Mm.
bunch of different events of that nature.
All
as
things town.
many organizations as you want. You could put links to Martha's Diner or Coventry Falls or anything like that, and it would show you information.
People
and
do bug us-
directions.
People do bug us about this quite often, actually. So
Alright,
it comes up quite.
We've heard it a lot.
Yeah.
So I think we got it.
Yeah.
And this is the one that a lot of towns are choosing, Deb?
Yes.
So you're seeing that in the clerk meetings?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I'm
lady
seeing
has-
that coming down on our listserv, but I'm also seeing it because they attend a lot of our conferences. They have a vendor spot at our conferences.
This lady was the rep for New England. And she has a lot in Massachusetts, and then a few in Vermont. She didn't mention New Hampshire and Maine there. She said she's getting more there for the towns.
Does it take a specialist to set it all up? Is it?
They do it,
Oh,
and it's free technical support for your contract year, every year. It renews. And they do all the setup and the design, and it's all part of that contract.
Yeah, I looked them up. It's actually a pretty good deal compared to some of the other comparable companies that do this. This is a pretty good.
What was the money again?
About
3,800
a year.
Plus another 800.
Or 4,600?
I mean, yeah,
Uh,
some of the other
36
ones I
and
looked at were $6,000 a year and didn't offer the support that these guys do, so.
Sounds like it's kind of like VP alert.
Mhm.
Yes. That,
So you send messages. You know, Coventry Village.
is underwater, yeah.
What's that?
Coventry Village is underwater.
And also you can be specific to who you send it to.
Yeah.
So like when the truck caught on fire, you could pick the zone and
Right.
only send it.
Say.
Run.
You need to back, you need to get out of your house. Get out of your houses right now.
Well. So. How do we pay for it? I mean,
This year, I don't know. So we didn't budget anything for it this year.
so so there's a contract year. Somebody would have to do some work, I guess, to figure out
I'd have to look into it more.
do they do it on a fiscal year and do you get
I would-
prorated?
I would say I can ask her, but I'd say it's whatever your year is.
Start, whatever.
The day you
start.
the day you start it, then
And how it's paid for,
I can
whether it's all
look into it and
upfront.
bring it back for the next meeting.
Sounds reasonable, just find out that pay, cause David will be wondering where to
Yeah.
get that from.
I can forward you
Yeah.
what she sent me.
You know, if they're set up where you could choose monthly or quarterly, you know, you're halfway through your, well, you're not halfway through it, we're just started,
We just started our fiscal year.
but, I think it's good, let's get the next phase, let's get a good proposal and you're gonna do that, man?
I work on it for this.
Yeah, that would kinda fit for you.
Tie right in, yeah.
I like it, and then I'm gonna be looking more into our FCC license and what options that brings us for communication as well, but anything that uses cell phones as well is always gonna be beneficial as an initial resource.
Okay, so you'd be a big part of that setup, I'm sure.
Thanks,
you,
Deb.
Thank you, Deb.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
Yep. Would you like some verifications from some of the other towns as far as their pros and cons for what they've experienced with it thus far?
Yeah, send it to me.
Okay, because my thought was, I mean, we've been this long without it already, that it would be get the discussion going, start getting this in process, and to have it enacted for like July 1st next year. That way it's outside of the budget, if you'd want to go that route.
Yeah, I think we can get it done before then. but-
Okay,
Keep an eye on both those things,
Yeah.
and see how it's paid for and,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know.
Okay. All right, NVDA rep from Coventry. I see we got some planning commission people here tonight. Whoever wants to talk, go ahead.
So we had someone, I think Carrie brought to our attention that MBDA is in need of a rep. Thinking it was you, Matt, at one point.
Yeah, because they said it typically comes from the town's planning commission.
Yes, so the planning commission spoke at our last meeting and nominated Carver Maxwell, our few volunteers, we agreed. So the next suggestion was just to bring it to you guys. See if there's any steps that need to be taken.
Is that an annual form that they ask us to do?
Yeah, they ask us every year and we just haven't done it. It's one meeting a month. They meet once a month, so on Thursdays at 6 o'clock in Newport, I think, maybe. But
It's an annual,
yeah,
they reach out to each town,
they reach out each year.
and so we have a form.
We have
Or what?
there might be a form, they might just. Not
Just ask.
They might just ask and then I think I've just been emailing with the woman and I just give her the name and. Whoever it is goes to the next meeting.
So we haven't done it for,
It's been a while. Say at least 4 or 5 years since we've had somebody on there.
Yeah.
So. Be good to get somebody back.
Trying to pull it up. I almost feel like they wanted a nomination from the board. Did they?
Well,
Or
they,
just
yeah,
wanted-
they
So
want.
just a nomination,
They
not
want
an
this-
actual.
Yeah, they want the select board to
Mhm.
kind of give their approval.
I mean, it's been 4 or 5 years. I don't even know what is it?
Northern Vermont Development Association. They, they help.
What is it?
They help fund projects to sort of develop the infrastructure of the Northeast Kingdom. Like, road improvements or drainage, drainage improvements and stuff like that.
They do a lot.
They do a
For the
lot,
local
yeah. I
communities.
mean, they're,
Coming
They-
up will be an energy assessment, and we've had a lot of conversations around the new maps. Like where the town will be defined, kind of expanding that, so grants are more accessible to more area. We'll probably have also the town report, which is due every 8 years, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of our projects.
They help a lot with
They
that.
help a lot, yeah. And we'll be doing kind of a deep dive with them in the next year, so this one's not as intense, so next one will be, so. Having a representative there would be super beneficial.
They do a lot of farms, Dan. They're always crawling around my place.
Never seen one.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get the formality piece in my mind. I think it was an annual and I don't know, I can't remember if it was July or however they do that.
Yeah, I mean, she
It'll be
sent me
something
the
you'll-
email several months ago, so it might have been a fiscal year kind of
I
thing.
think so.
Yeah, so I think she sent it in April, hoping that we were gonna have somebody by July, but we didn't, so.
I think that's what it is. So I think you guys will see that. I think annually, so the next time you see it, you're gonna be like, well, we just did this, but I think they're looking for that each year.
Okay.
I believe, so. Carver, did they twist your arm?
No, I volunteered.
Yeah,
Why not?
right,
Could be good at it.
yeah.
Yeah, Carver's had some great contributions to the conversations and questions for NVDA, so I personally, and I think the board agrees that we think he would be a good, great fit for that role.
I'm good with it.
That's awesome. Thank you, Carver.
Yeah, thanks.
Do you want us to motion that?
Yes, I would.
I'll motion for Carver Maxwell to be the NVDA rep from Coventry.
Second.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Thank you, Carver.
Thank you.
I can't find it.
Thank you all.
yeah,
Okay, that brings us to the treasurer's report.
Everybody's favorite.
My favorite part.
I'll invite the board's attention to the first page of the July 2025 treasurer's report. Run on now, so, starting with checking account, you can see there was a lot of money transferred in and a lot of expenses paid out. Just to recap on the expenses, most of that happened earlier in July month. Big one was paving, 300,000. The truck at 150,000, Coventry Station Road at 160,000. And then down to the Newport Fire at 30,000, Newport Ambulance 28,000, and finally Orleans County Tax at 24,000. That summed up accounts for 692,000 of that 829,000. You take out all those big expenses that don't happen very often, most of them once a year. And you're down to normal stuff. Paying the staff and the employees, fixing the trucks and normal road stuff and, normal kinds of expenses. And if you look on page 3 of your report, you'll see the detail of that, which is the reconciliation for the general fund, lists every single check. You can see what it was all spent on in glorious detail. Okay, so that's what happened with the checking account is representing the general fund spending and highway fund spending. Cash management account, again, early in July, I reached in there and moved $559,448.31, and I'll explain more about that in a minute. Why that amount. Move that into the CND checking account so that it would be available to cover the checks that I knew or suspected that you were gonna write for bills in July. And this was early July pending, because I didn't know exactly when the Casella payment, which was due in mid-July, when that was coming. I didn't want any checks bouncing. And I wanted the ability to pay the invoices. I mean, that's why the cash is there, is to pay the town's expenses. The Casella payment eventually did show up, for the first time ever. It was late in the month. But it was the right amount, so it was, as predicted, a good amount, in more on that later. So at this point, we have extra money in the checking account that I think needs to work a lot harder by going back to the cash management account at Fidelity, where it earns 7 times as much as it earns at CND. So what I propose to do is move 500,000 approximately that I moved early in July, was to move that back to Fidelity, where it can earn 4.3% instead of a third of it.
How much large, or you said you were gonna get to that later. The Casella check was bigger than you anticipated?
It was actually right on money,
Okay,
right what I had thought it ought to be. Again, it's a prediction.
Mhm.
Based on, well, it's based on previous year's second quarter calendar year numbers. I've figured out over the years that, you want to do it based on quarters. So look at all the second quarter payments going back a week. Look at all the third quarter payments when it comes to third quarter. Don't look at what the average yearly payments, because it's not as informative. So anyway, that was good news. Hopefully we've worked out the delay this issue. So I know we've had lots of discussion about me moving large amounts of cash around, but the fact is, those numbers are what the town deals with. That, what I'm proposing to do, I don't have a formal piece of paper to put in front of you because no such process really exists, it's basically a transfer between 2 accounts of the town. The money the town already has. And I feel I have the authority to do that anyway. If you don't want me to do that, then please tell me.
I think
If you
you,
want a different process, please tell me what that process is so I can
well, I think you definitely should.
make it happen.
I think you definitely should do that. We are still trying to get all on that same page on how we want that to look, but you're absolutely right. If the money is there, then I think it ought to be making money.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep, no doubt about it.
When I see that we're going to need it,
Then you
Comes
pull
back.
back.
if it needs to come back to be there, when we don't need it immediately available, like in the next week, that off it goes to earning. You know, it's just the interest difference alone, just to give you an idea. For a month, if it sits at CND versus a month at Fidelity, we're not gonna make $1,700.
Right.
And that pays for me.
Yeah.
And probably the accountant as well. So,
Mhm.
it's something that we need to be doing. Okay, so we talked about CNB, the Fidelity cash management side, we almost finished that discussion. I moved the earnings from fiscal year 25, $59,448.31. So that's why that's an odd amount in that transfer out of that Fidelity cash management. It wasn't just $500,000. It was the 59,448.31. That I'm intent on leaving in that community to cover expenses. That's last year's earnings
Right,
from that cash management.
Right.
So kind of 2 points to that. 60 grand roughly. Chunk of change.
Right.
If it had been sitting at CNB, few $1,000 at best.
Yep.
Right. It just does look better. Okay, so if there's no questions on the cash side of things, I'll move on.
Mr. Chair. A couple of housekeeping, when Mr. Bauer says he can move money from one account to another. So I can put in my article correctly, what two accounts are you referring to?
The Community National Bank checking account and the Fidelity Investment Company cash management account.
Gotcha. And when you say the $1,700 roughly pays for your, pays for you, is that what you earn a month, a week?
No.
Well, no, but that should be
I wish
exact.
it was.
I'm being sarcastic, but
Yeah, no, but you're right, it's 2 pay periods, so it's roughly a month, depends on the pay periods. Yeah, roughly a month.
right, because, I want to be exact.
okay,
So, yes, Chris, that.
Okay, so is
you're right, Herb. I'm the one that opened my mouth, so sometimes the shoe has to come. But I mean, I guess it's an appropriate example. And it just, if we pay attention to that, we do fine. Okay, so the general fund balance, it increased by roughly $500,000. And as you can see, the revenue transfers in $586,994.19. That's mostly from the landfill. It was 581,000 and change. And the rest is mostly from interest earnings on the cash. Expenses and transfers out that's the general fund share of the expenses in July. It's kind of the average, the stuff we normally do with the general fund, paying salaries, turning lights on, that kind of. Moving to the highway fund, had some revenue, and that was from the state, part of the state's Better Roads grants, I think they call them. It's 100% funded. We don't have a copay or anything like that. And it's not a bunch of paperwork. It just comes. And much of the expense that I talked about earlier, the checks we wrote in early July, that's what that nearly $500,000 is in the highway fund, because that was paving, the truck, it was Coventry Station Road, it was the big bucks that was spent in early July. So the balance of that fund currently is negative. And like in prior years, that's pretty common for this type of year, because I haven't assigned any income from the landfill into the highway fund yet. I could do that if you like, but and that'll happen probably the next payment that we get from them. I'll assign it into there just to top it up. But it's not. This is an accounting fund. It's not the cash, right? It's not the cash. It's just how we keep track of spending and income into that highway. Another way to look at it, not to be, so you're not too shocked by a red number. If you printed, I guess he's printed in black and white, but the parentheses show that. If you add the general fund and the highway fund balances together, and that's a positive number, and it's, in this case, it's $1 million, we're good, right? You can think of the highway fund really as a subset of the general fund. Looking at the restricted fund balances, there was no change for the entire month. Nothing came in, nothing went out, no change. On the investment side, EDP fund and the cemetery funds formed as we would expect for a month that had modest gains across world markets. The EDP fund itself is invested based on the donor's guidance. It's in US markets, both stock and bonds. It's an index fund, it's an index fund of index funds. That's the way the donor wanted it. Cemetery fund is a worldwide fund investment. Again, index fund of index funds kind of situation. The town's investment funds underwent a huge change in July based on the new I'm not sure policy, the investment policy that you folks filed with Westview. They have sold all of the index funds in the stock world for domestic stocks, and they bought 31 individual stocks. So that's happened. It's the way they do business. At the same time, all of the performance numbers that Fidelity normally has on their website that I can just look at and go yay or nay or whatever, those have all fallen off for some reason, and that's a Fidelity issue. That I'm going to get after Fidelity about why that has happened. Because normally I would like to look at that before a meeting like this and go, are we performing the way we should or are we not? So I don't normally give you a percentage, but I review that. But I can't see it anymore because it's not on there. It just says temporarily not available. Phone call. But that's where we're at with the investments at the moment. The statements are included in the packet, so you can go through those. The town investment fund itself is at the very end. If you're looking for that. Oh, and I'll close with, if there's no questions, I'll close with I've asked Deb to generate a warrant for the $500,000 transfer that was voted in the special town meeting. To put that in front of you for the next AT session.
Good idea.
Yes.
She's still with us.
Most
Yeah.
likely, I talked with Nemrick today about how to do that in the systems we use with Nemrick, and there's no real way to do it in a manner that doesn't cause me to have to go back and correct it with more effort than it would be just to put a regular generated warrant. We generate the warrant ourselves. We put it in front of you in Word, basically, and then I cause the transfer to happen in Nemrick with what's called a journal entry. And I think your accountant will verify that that's a way to do it. There's no way to do it. So, transfers are kind of outside the scope of what Nemrick does in its 8 accounts payable and its accounts receivable modules. Not part of what they
So
do.
can you and Deb, are you comfortable doing that? You've got it figured out?
Actually, we've
Okay.
been talking to Deb. We've handled similar things in the past. I've been talking years ago in a similar manner.
Okay.
So
It'll be ratings.
So it won't actually be a check, but it'll just be the
right, it's still an electronic transfer,
transfer.
Right.
Yeah.
still a mouse click.
Mhm.
But it's a signed warrant
Mhm.
that you see what's happening.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, maybe you actually see it.
Thank you for the effort.
But I hope it meets the needs of the board. So, and I'm still working on the July executive budget report. I need to have some interface with the town accountant on the way that we should be handling the grants.
Yeah.
How do we budget for grants? So,
Okay.
I'm also asking permission, can I run that by her? Because, it costs money
Do it.
if I do it, so.
I mean, she's been working with you guys, right, for grants?
She has, but me and Dave talked about this
That was-
today. We don't know, what you guys, we need direction from you guys on how to talk to her about that. How it's gonna
On the end result.
Yeah, how we're gonna show the grants, whether it's gonna be, you know,
Right, if she's reacting to your guidance and getting stuff out of us and you've told us, then that's fine, and that's the way we've reacted.
Well, I don't know how we would want that, do you guys?
But if
Uh,
we're initiating it, it's like, well. And I'm fine if I run it, if I give it to Matt. And maybe he interfaces.
Yeah,
with you
and I
thought
call
it,
you guys.
Kind of, you're the approver of quick things,
Yeah.
financial. There's no fast, it's not like a super fast kind of thing, but, and I'm fine with handing it to Matt.
we're just
Here's what I need.
we were a little murky on how the process should happen.
Well, we're probably more murky. But it sounds like you're right there with your thinking, so
Right.
why don't the three of you
Okay,
get on the phone together and flush it out?
all right. Cause it's, you know, there's different, you know, we're responsible for different amounts of those grants, you know.
Right.
We have to have a 10% match, you know,
Any of
sometimes
them.
it's 25, so you know, how we wanna show that, you know.
So that it makes sense for you,
Right, in a budget report, so.
so you don't have to
sense.
remember
Right,
the details, and it makes sense on a budget report that.
so you probably have an Excel.
Right, cause
or-
I mean, even though the town's gonna be putting out, say you're gonna put out $500,000 for a MERC project. You're
Right.
gonna, you know, you're gonna get it back, but it's, you know, for a minute there, it's gonna look
Bad,
right. Well, not bad, but it's gonna look like you're
Right.
spending, it's gonna look like you're spending a lot of money.
right,
And how do we put that on a budget?
Yeah.
Which is a plan, the budget's only a plan, but you want it to look such that you can just understand it. You know, I'm talking about the executive budget report that I handed you. I think it needs to be understandable mostly at a glance and not have to involve some sort of deep thought about what's, so.
I've always in my mind sort of envisioned an Excel. That's alive, you know, so as payments go out or refunds come back. And those, didn't we get a number of transactions in some of those cases?
Okay, it's some of
And
it's
so it's-
some for a different trade,
So
yeah.
it's moving all the time, so we always can see.
But you're gonna see in your warrants, we paid for some MERC stuff this month,
Right,
and.
to get it back in the
But it
future,
isn't back, it isn't back yet, so
Right.
right now it's just a expense. So it's not really gonna.
so I think it's perfect, you're catching all the grants, get them all on one piece of paper. And then figure out whatever makes sense for you guys, and then, I mean, throw it to us. And let us chew on it.
Okay, so I've had some different guidance from the auditors that
Yeah,
kind of made audit sense, but it didn't make sense for looking at it from an executive
right,
decision-making point of view.
Right,
So, well, okay, let's get the accountant on board.
yeah. I like that.
She may have a good idea about it.
Mhm.
Have at it, please.
Yes, thank you, Dave.
thanks, Dave.
Thanks, David.
All right, other business, we gotta move those meeting dates in September. So it would be September 8th and September 22nd.
That's fine.
Nope, move on.
That'd probably work out better for Deb and the warrants.
Yep. All right, minutes,
Look good to me.
Go Jerry.
I saw a mistake.
yeah.
I missed it. Well,
Uh,
somebody's like,
motion to accept the select board meeting minutes for the town of Coventry, Monday, August 4th, 2025, as presented.
second,
All in favor?
aye.
Warrants. And I don't know if you saw Deb's email on that, it was I mean, most of them are normal, there's a couple.
Murph, you were just talking
There's the
about.
Merck one, and then I think there was another one that you wouldn't normally see on a monthly,
The FEMA one.
the FEMA one, yeah.
That's related to what project?
Ice Jam.
Leonhardt.
Oh, what was it? Oh, yeah,
The FEMA is Leonhardt.
yeah, it's not really FEMA, it's state of Vermont, but,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is to make sure that building does not have an historical
Yep.
designation to it.
You needed a
That's this
historical preservation
building?
89 Main Street,
Carleen Lionheart
Carlene's place.
Gotcha.
They
was
had-
the Taylor house, right?
Yeah, it needed a historical preservation review to make sure that we weren't tearing down something that's historically significant.
Really?
Is that the history report that I'm looking at now?
That's the history report, yeah.
Wow.
And that money comes back to the town.
Yes.
Okay,
Now, that was quite a chunk of change.
yeah.
Well, just get started.
Yep.
I know we're almost done here tonight, but we gotta get back to the discussion around, speed ordinance.
So we'll put it on the next agenda.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I've looked at all of them. Have you guys read through those? And I don't understand why there's an issue with some of that stuff.
Well, one of them I wrote. But the other ones, some of them are for dirt roads and they're not dirt roads anymore.
So,
Like, I don't-
right,
Have to be
Yeah.
named rooms.
so I think it's an easy, quick fix.
Mhm.
But one of them that we keep, or we've been discussing a lot is Pine Hill, which is clearly 35 in those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and did you send it to the state police?
I
Or
think-
sheriff's department?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think you did too.
yeah, I did, and I'm pretty
It's clear
sure,
to me.
yeah, cause they're still having issues up there.
So should we put it on the next meeting, watch it out
Yeah.
one more time and see what you guys think?
Sure, and if we're not getting anything back from the attorney, then, I don't know, I can write it instead of paying him to write
I
it.
can use VLCT too.
Mhm,
They don't cost anything.
yeah,
To write it?
No, to advise. No, they can advise us on if something needs to be changed.
You wanna have them do that between now and the next meeting? Just throw them over there
Yeah.
from person.
Just have
see
them,
what they say.
yeah,
Why don't you do that, Matt?
will do.
And then we can, we gotta flush that out.
The Merck thing from here looks like we sent some stuff to the landfill, that'll help us out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need your own check.
Hadn't thought of that. You're tearing half the house.
Catch tonnage up.
Oh, can I do one other thing too? I
Yep.
see the town garage, Jim Cobb. Can you talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead.
You,
Oh, you want me to talk about it?
yeah,
Jim Cobb was working on a roof and he fell off, landed on his back, smashed a couple of vertebrae.
I heard that.
Had surgery, I think a couple weeks ago. He's back home, doing good, but it's gonna be a long recovery. And
So he
so,
fell off his own roof?
the Vinton house that he bought right next to his house.
yep.
Up there
Oh,
working by
man.
himself.
got very hurt.
Yeah, I mean, he landed on his, luckily he landed on his butt instead of his head, but he smashed the. Just
Yep.
completely smashed the bottom.
Yeah,
Part of the
wow.
spine down there. And,
You guys get a chance, you might want to
yeah,
do.
he's
I
doing
went
good and,
tried to see him the other day.
yeah,
Mhm.
so,
Hadn't
you
heard
run into
that.
Mary or anybody,
Yeah,
yes,
It reminded me, cause I saw.
yeah, he's.
The garage
We
work that
hate
was
to lose
there.
Jim on that garage
You-
project, 'cause he's been good,
you have blueprints?
no. Blueprints of anything,
Cause that was part of one of the bills.
what's that?
Something to do with the blueprints was part of one of the bills.
I mean, I get asked for blueprints on everything, but I can't find them there.
Well, no, like they created some.
Oh, yeah, for the,
Yeah.
for the garage, yeah, the.
Oh.
A new work.
The
Yeah,
new
the
work.
oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have them in an email or
think so. Yeah.
you wanna send them to
Did I
me?
not say anything good? Yeah, definitely.
So that's been, Jim and
Mhm,
Dan.
mhm.
So it's been one of Dan's projects. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Dan. And
Yeah.
you guys have gone a long ways with it. Now you've lost one of your all-stars, so.
Yeah, Jim was good on it.
Yeah. I don't know what that means for him or us, or
Well, hopefully he can still review documents and
right,
give us his opinion on things.
When he's feeling a little better and he's home bored.
Right. Even,
Yeah.
I know Jim likes to be on site, but.
so maybe that's just something for you.
I'll stop and see him. Talk to him about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Open the warrants is presented, written.
Second,
Favor.
I,
Hey, this needs to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
second.
All in favor.
Okay.
Too late.
So